Yo, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to another episode of From Grateful to Greatness. I am your host, Mario Kaleo. Every episode begins with me being grateful. So, I'm grateful for my wife, my family, my friends, everybody who follows me on social media, all of you for taking the time to watch these videos, and God and the universe for allowing your boy another day on this planet to talk to you. I'm also thankful for iced motherfucking mocha. Bitch. All right, guys, this is part 2 of the 1,669 follower spectacular Q&A extravaganza. If you don't know why I'm doing this, go back and watch part 1. I'm not explaining it again, man. We got to get right into these questions because they're big time questions. And as with the last video, these are all people from Instagram, so give them a follow. They're all awesome, super supportive, all that good stuff. Rocky at Mr_Skelton15 says and asks, a lot of people that get into fitness turn to competing to keep themselves motivated. Things like powerlifting, Spartan races, Ninja Warrior, etc. Do you train with goals like that in mind, or do you still find motivation in just hitting the gym as a form of therapy? Yes and yes, my friend. First off, let's go with the first question. I am training in my brain to someday be on American Ninja Warrior. That, to me, would be the ultimate, triumph over who I used to be. To go from a 460-pound guy who was chain smoking like crazy to a guy who's jumping around on that obstacle course like a goddamn superhero. Unbelievably, the biggest triumph in my life would be that moment. And as a side note to that, you can't lose weight forever. Eventually you'll fucking die or you'll just fade away. I don't know what'll happen first, but you'll probably die. So, to all you guys out there trying to lose weight, just remember that once you hit that big goal, you are going to have to come up with new stuff to keep you motivated. Otherwise, you're in trouble. So make sure it's not just about that. And the second part of the question is, yes, I train every day, 12 days, or not every day. I train 6 days a week, 2 times a day, because it is my therapy. And it's the one thing in this world I got control over. So much shit around me is stuff I can't control. There's so much fucking chaos in the world. There's chaos in my own life. But what I can control is my effort. And if I can move, if I can breathe, if I can do this while I can do this, I'm gonna do it. Because I'm not going to be 90 years old running on a treadmill. You know what I'm saying? Unless, I don't know, God willing, who knows, right? But let's open the window. It's a little bit hot. It's a little, clammy. But yes, it is a form of therapy. I go there to relieve stress, to relieve negative tension, all that stuff. So, yeah, there you go, my friend. That answers both of those questions. Hillary at OneHotMama89111731. Do you regret starting this journey only after the heart attacks and wish you started sooner? Or do you think you needed all that to happen to get to where you're at now? Once again, yes and yes. I regret not starting sooner because I wish I had known about the food aspect of this when I was like 14. Because I used to play basketball all the time, but I also ate like shit all the time. So all that cardio helped keep me not as big as I was. But if I had known about how important food was and protein and all that shit and fucking, weightlifting, if I had known about all that stuff, I wouldn't have my loose skin issues that I have now. But the problem is that contradicts the second part of my answer, because I am glad all that shit happened to me, as screwed up as that sounds, because if all that didn't happen to me, if I wasn't who I was back then, I wouldn't have become who I am now, and I wouldn't have found the strength inside to not only achieve a few dreams, but keep going after new ones. If I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't know I have the strength to do what I do. So, as much as it would be nice to be ripped and have a shredded stomach, I'm happy because that moment, the heart attack, gave me a perspective and an appreciation that is much more deeper for life and fitness that a lot of people don't have. And no matter how many videos I do, no matter how many quotes I post, I'm not sure I can ever really translate that appreciation to the rest of the world, but I'm gonna try my damnedest to do it. So Hopefully that answers your question well. Sherry at Sleeves Sherry, who is Sherry from New York in the You Guys Keep Me Going video from a couple months ago, asks, if for some reason you found yourself without a gym to go to for an extended period of time, how would you work out? And her other question is, do you have a workout buddy or group, or do you go solo? And if it's solo, is that a choice or something you prefer? And I can't read the rest of my handwriting. So your first question, yes, absolutely. I would keep working out no matter what the fuck happens, because to be honest, I love working out. I like going to the gym, but I like working out more than I like going to the gym. So I'd get exercise DVDs. I'd use fucking my phone with YouTube. I'd do whatever I'd have to do. I'd run outside. I'd find a way, because guys, like, if I didn't do that, I'd be totally fucking contradiction. Because I'm always saying there's no excuse. You gotta find a way. Then if the gym goes away, I'm like, oh God, no. Like, I'd find a way. Absolutely, I'd find a way. I'd do jumping jacks in my basement. I'd do something. And as for the workout buddy, I wouldn't say I have a workout buddy, but I have buddies who work out. So because I did all this alone for so long that I am very accustomed to working out by myself. I mean, I started off in the basement alone on a treadmill, and I did that for like a year and a half before I ever stepped foot in the gym. So I'm very used to doing this by myself. That being said, RJ, the guy I write the comic book with, we do go to the gym together when we can, and we don't do the same routines together, but we'd like to go because it's good to brainstorm about the comic book, driving to the gym and driving back. And it's just fun to go with your friend at the gym. My buddy Jose, I get to see him about every week or every 2 weeks because he goes to the same gym. So it's cool. We don't do the same workouts and we don't work out together, but we are all there trying to improve ourselves. So on that tip, it is a cool thing. And like I said, we're not workout buddies, but we are buddies who work out, and sometimes work out in the same places. So it is cool to see your boys taking themselves seriously too. It gives me a little bit more motivation. So hopefully that answered your question well. Christina at Ernie's Wifey. By the way, Christina has been following me so freaking long, and she has supported literally every single thing I've ever done. So Christina, and all of you are very supportive. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, Christina, for like, we're talking 3 years now since I started the Facebook shit. So Christina, just so you know, thank you. Have you dealt with negativity from your weight loss journey? If yes, how do you deal with it? Whew. What a question, Christina. Anytime you make a big change in your life, there are going to be people who don't get it. And I will never sit here and say the phrase haters, because that's fucking stupid. Like Oprah Winfrey has haters. I don't have haters. I have people who who either didn't understand what I was trying to do, didn't like it, or thought it was a lie. One of those things, you know, because the bottom line is, and I get it. That's the thing about it. That's what helped me deal with it, was I had to put myself in their mentality, because I changed so drastically from 6.5 years ago to now. And not just about the weight loss. I changed a lot of things about who I was, the things I focused on, the things I would even want to sit around talking about. So many different things changed about me. And, you know, I'm still a goof and I'm still a comic book guy and all that shit, but I had to change a lot of my negative behaviors. And some of those included me going out places all the time that I couldn't go anymore because of what I was trying to do. And, you know, yeah, I mean, when you change in a big way, there are going to be a couple people that really just don't get it or don't believe it. And yes, that caused a rift in our relationship. But I don't sit here with anger or resentment about it, because I get it. You know, I said in my book, I used to be the kind of asshole that would be standing on a beach of positivity and see the one pebble of negative sand, right? And what I mean by that is I'd have 98 people on my side, but I'd be focused only on the 2 people who weren't. And I would go crazy trying to make them happy. And I just got to a point in my life where I said, man, you know what? I like who I am now. I like who I'm becoming. I can't live shackled by your expectations or the past me. Like, I can't live shackled by what you think I am still. I gotta move on. And if you're not coming with me, I love you. It was great knowing you. It's great, blah, blah, blah. But Peace. I had you at some point you have to do what's best for you because Christina and everybody listening, this fucking life, man, it's it. Like, it's so short, man. It's so short. It seems long, but it's really not, man. This is our one shot at bat, and it took me so long to understand this. Like, no matter what I do, there's gonna be people who don't think it's for real or want to try to find everything wrong with it or are waiting for me to fall. It's going to happen, and I'm okay with that because the bottom line is I'm not special. I'm nobody. So when I think about it that way, you know, people think Tupac sucked as a rapper. People think Michael Jordan was overrated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not nowhere near those guys' level. So if they dealt with it, and I'm doing something very small scale, and it happens to me, it just is what it is. I'm just deciding to focus on the positive people and things in my life right now, and that's it. So if you're dealing with that, if you asked me that because you're dealing with it, take that advice. You're not going to make everybody happy. It's impossible. You're not going to make everybody like you because even the most liked people of all time had people who didn't like them. And that's just a fact. You know, so that's a very long-winded answer to your question, but it's such an important question because I feel like a lot of people who change their lives, they deal with this, and I had nobody to help me figure out how to deal with it. I just had to get to a point where I became like, if you don't like me too fucking bad, that's your problem. We don't have to interact. Peace out. And that's it, because what else can you do? Run around trying to make them like you? That's a waste of life. And I brought up Tupac on purpose because I know you're a fan. And last question, here we go. Alan, the guy who made the beat for this intro to the video, got in one question last night before I did this video. He says, if you could hang out with any of your heroes, dead or alive, who would it be and why? I got a couple answers to that, my friend. First off the bat, my father. He passed away last year, and he and I had a bit of a rocky relationship for many years because of who I used to be. And my father he is the ultimate turning nothing into something story, man. And I wish me now, first of all, I wish he could have got to know the Mario now better. But I also wish that there's so many questions I could ask him because of what we're trying to build, me and RJ, what we're trying to build on our own from the ground up. And there's just so many questions I'd like to ask him about what that was like, starting with nothing and creating what he created. So definitely my dad. Then Bruce Lee, man, can you imagine? I can't even imagine how cool it would be to sit down with that fucking guy and have a conversation. Like, I really can't. I think it would be not just on the fitness tip, but the way that dude thought was so next level. I think it would be unbelievable to just sit and talk to that guy. Like, just incredible. And then Dwayne Johnson, because he's the reason I picked my weight loss goal, and I think he's the ultimate epitome of, you know, fitness and funny, which is what I'm trying to be, is like motivational, but having fun with it too. And Eric Thomas, who's my favorite motivational speaker, because no one person has helped me without even being a part of my life in the last 2 to 3 years than he has. His videos, his speeches, just an incredible story and incredible voice, just power that I really look up to. So it'd be cool to sit and have a conversation with him. And there you go, guys. That is the end. That is part 2. Thank you guys for sitting through these long-ass videos. I really want to give thorough answers to these questions because you guys took the time to do that. So thank you. And please comment. Let me know what you think. And remember, all you need is a start and some heart. Peace.